one of the grooviest heavy bands of the new era, with a little bit of the bounce of Motley Crue, but the sound of Pantera, and some of the
best guitar work
you're likely to find today. I'm talking about Gojira. Today, my friend, we're gonna be checking out the Archetype Gojira X by NEURAL DSP. Amor Lanzasing now. We break it down, baby. I'm not even fanboying over Gojira because I don't even have the records or anything like that, and I'm not being like a follower of them, but I know that I've been hearing of them for so long, and ever since that first experience, I remember what a killer groove. Every single song, these guys are like so tight and the grooves are so amazing and the riffs are like approachable, you know what I mean? So in the end, it just ended up being a really, really fun band, and I'm really excited to check this Archetype because their guitar sound
is killer.
So without anything else to say, let's just go for it, my friend. Archetype Gojira. Just like first impression, this is the default setting, right? And the first thing that caught my attention was this output at +8. And right now you can see the noise. You cannot hear it because of course, I took care of that in the edit. Okay, if you're brand new using NEURAL DSP plugins, let's just check the user interface, and if you already know your way around it and you don't want to waste your time, although there's probably going to be bantering and laughs and fun. Bantering, laughs, and fun are not guaranteed. Just skip to this minute right here where we're already rocking. Alright, let's go. Okay, let's start right here in our top left corner. First, we have the input section where we can manipulate a little bit of the volume, but I would recommend against it. I try to keep that on 0, and if you want me to make a video about that, let me know in the comment section. Then we have a gate right here, which is super useful, especially with this like heavy tones that we're going to be getting with this plugin. And then a transposition knob that I never use, but I should, because it looks fun. Then we have where we select our presets and stuff like that. Then a little doubler knob, and then our output section. Then right here in the top, we have this set of buttons that if we click this, is going to take us to the pre-effects, and it's labeled if you stay there. Oh, pitch effects. I beg your pardon. And that's why I hovered in this plugin, because I know that NEURAL DSP is so good at making plugins and helping you know how to use them, that I knew that was going to be there. So perfect. NEURAL DSP, kudos to you, man. You're freaking crazy.
As a company.
All right, so we're going to definitely try these things out because he's like so clever with like the whammy usage and stuff like that. And then this octave pedal, I assume, which is great. They're giving you 2 octaves. Then here, I guess, finally, pre-effects. And this is the reason why I ended up downloading this plugin when I was trying to figure out what kind of video to make and what kind of plugin to try, because it's getting harder and harder every day because I've had so many plugins that I don't even know what else to share.
Right.
So again, if there's maybe a plugin that you're using or that you're liking, or maybe that you want somebody else's opinion about it and you want to hit me up, go to the comment section and let me know what's up. And while you're there, remember to like, subscribe, and do all those cool little things that we like to do on YouTube. Plus, enjoy this little bossa nova right now. I hope you're having a great day, my friend, and that it keeps getting better and better. All right, let's get back. Okay, again, like I was saying, the reason why I ended up getting this plugin is because when I saw these pedals, I just saw so much character, and I value character so much. So I just had to do it. Like, I love to see these things that they did just to like personalize it even further. I feel like that's super cool. It gives the plugin its own identity, and I think that's really, really cool. And of course, I promised myself that in this episode, I'm going to check every single pedal and every single aspect of this amps. Not every single aspect, like I'm not going to be checking like every single cab and every single mic or anything like that, but at least like every single pedal and every single sound that I can. Okay, we have overdrive, distortion, phaser, and a chorus. Pretty nice. Then of course, like we could see the amps, then our cabinet section, and let's check what kind of microphones we have this time. Okay, a 57, a 57 off axis, a 421, a 184, a 414, a 121, and a 160. I feel like that's a lot less microphones than other plugins. But then again, this is an old plugin that they're just like trying to revamp, right? So let's keep moving. But that's great. I mean, you have every essential microphone there. What else do you want? What am I asking for? I guess that 87 that I keep saying every single NEURAL DSP plugin video that I make, that I would love to have on NEURAL DSP.
I just love the mid-range of an 87, man, the cab.
Sounds so good. Try it. Then, of course, we have our post EQ, and I want to check if there's a different one for every amp. Allegedly, at least they look different. And then our time-based effects, which delay and reverb. All right. Okay, so here at the bottom, we have our amp selection. And usually the one in the top right is going to be the high gain one. Okay, I like this honeycomb situation, and I love like the luminescence behind it. It's got like the warmth of like tubes, but sort of different. Then, and wow, what's that? Master in the center. Wow, I love that. That's crazy and trippy. Okay, let's stop focusing on stuff that doesn't matter. But here we go. Let's go to the center. That is really nice. It sort of looked like industrial, almost like a concrete wall, or I don't know, maybe like scratch metal. Yeah, maybe scratch metal because it looks like it's got dents and dings and stuff. But it's killer again. Then master in the center. Love it. And then this would be our clean amp. If there's such a thing in this plugin, which I assume there is, of course there has to be. So let's stop the talking. Let's get to the rocking. Let's get a guitar. Today we're going to be using my Charvel sort of Tele that I like to say, or
Super Tele.
because it's so fitting for today's show, right? So now that we have a guitar, let's start with the clean tones. I'm splitting my coils and I'm going to the neck pickup. Let's see what happens. Let me roll the volume down a little bit. This guitar is so bright and so loud. I literally had to turn my preamps down. And like I always say, I'm mindful of my gain structure, and you should be too. All right, let's keep going. Let's see what else. I see that there's a bright switch. Not that we need it in this case, but let's at least appreciate the frequency changes. So let's see what happens when we do this. Definitely with this guitar, you don't want that. And I like how they give it to you like dry and straight. Let's see what happens if we turn this reverb on. Maybe too much. Oh wow, it has a shimmer. That's great. I like it. It's got like some sort of like a ducking or something, because when you're playing it, you sort of don't hear it, but then it's there and it's nice, right? Now that we have that reverb on, let's keep checking the amp. Yeah, this sounds really, really good. Like, honestly, I wouldn't change anything. It just sounds great. Let's see how piercing it gets in the bridge. All right, let's move on to the next amp, which I assume is going to be higher gain. So bridge pickup, volume all the way up, humbucker mode. It's got a lot of bite and a lot of articulation though. It's taking all these ugly chords pretty well, right? It does have like that sort of like kick that I remember from them. Something like that, right? That riff, I remember that song. Okay, whatever. This sounds really, really, really nice. Let's see what happens if we turn the gain
All the way up.
Granted, like that's a lot of distortion, and I know I'm overdoing it. It sounds incredible. Let's try to turn this gate up a little bit. I want to hear it to like a genty level. Too genty. Let's go my gentlemanly. Pretty sick, pretty sick, pretty sick. With the gate like that, it's just a masterpiece. Wow, 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 wow. I think like, wow, honestly, like high gain, really impressive. The fact that it's taking that much gain with a guitar so high output like this one, and it's not farting, it's not sounding thin, it's just sounding just right. Like really, 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 if you play metal, I don't think you're gonna find a better sound than this. It's actually really, really good. I feel like we're gonna have to edit a lot of this playing out because this is so really, 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 really good. Let me try my PRS just to make sure that I'm not fooling myself because this guitar is so good too. Just when you thought I was not gonna bust this puppy out. You know, it's that sense of familiarity. I just know this guitar very well. And I've tried so many different tones and so many different songs and I know how this sounds. Granted, my tuning is going to be terrible right now because my studio is really cold and my strings are really cold right now.
And I'm not going to tune.
I mean, wow. That's what I'm saying. If something is good, it's good. Done. Back to Monster right here. And I can hear that it's just so Gojira. Like they do like major chords all of a sudden, right? Like I mean, what else am I gonna do? Let's go to the next amp. Okay, what is this? This sort of feels like a joke when you go from one amp to the next, right? Like, I feel like after this guy, it's hard to go to this. Like, I mean, what's the idea? I said like something like, I mean, that other amp was so incredible. I don't know, the other one was way too good. And I don't want to start tweaking with it, you know, and just like...
Can I make it sound good?
Let's just see, what would I hear right now? Like that mid-range is not good enough. I mean, it sounds good if you do all this crazy tweaking that I just did, but let's turn the gain down a little bit and see if it gets better. Now let's hope that it saved the settings and it doesn't change too much. Now that we made the other one sound good. Now I can see more like the utility for something like this. Let's start checking this, guys. Put a reverb on top. Anyway, we have a great tone there. This thing is really good. Let's see what happens with this other octave. Okay, but now let's see. I checked there's another mode. Blade. is sick. And I love that. I really love that. Wow, the tracking is flawless. Like, I'm like bending like idiot and it sounds really good. It just makes everything so interesting, right? Oh, wow, this pedal is crazy. Let's check the other pedals, like the overdrives and that kind of stuff. And let's try to do it in this clean amp for now, just to appreciate a little bit more what we're hearing. Again, I'm going to go with my bridge pickup and turn this guy on. So we went from this. Let's turn that delay down. It's a little distracting. Get out of here. Really insanely great tone. Let's see what happens with the distortion. Let's remember where we're coming from. Okay, this is a little bit muddy of a distortion, but I'm thinking that that's why they put the filter. Let's see what's up. They knew it was gonna fart. So there was the sweet spot, right? I think overall it's a really great sound in distortion. Let's check the phaser. Let's start with clean and see what's up. Last but not least, let's check this chorus. I think like with that, you have a pretty good idea of how this thing sounds. Let's put this guitar down and get some conclusions. All right, my friend. So there you have it. The Archetype Gojira X absolutely exceeded my expectations in so many ways. And it's not because I had low expectations, because honestly, I feel like I'm becoming a little bit of a snob lately. Like, I feel like really quickly if I like or I don't like something, just because I trust my gain structure so much that I know I'm not being the problem in this situation. And that just gives me the confidence to know when I'm hearing something that I like or not, or if there's something that I am doing wrong in my end, you know. And that's why I went to get the other guitar and everything, because I was trying to make sure that it's not this guitar that I'm not used to use that is just fooling me because it sounds great. That is not the case. I mean, of course it does sound great, and it was perfect for this example just because, I mean, I'm showcasing high gain. I'm gonna go get my high gain guitar tuned to C sharp, even though the intonation was terrible because I never really paid attention to that. That's just like my toy guitar. I never use it for recording, to be honest. It's just mostly to something that I can like have fun and play like at the table and remember some of like riffs that I like from my youth or whatever like that. And I just like to have it, but I should probably take care of this guitar and probably put like some thicker strings too, because right now they're like basically on 10s. and I'm on C#, so they're like noodles. And I bet you can tell with all these chord work that it just sounds like. But yeah, getting back to the topic, I feel like these 3 amps are pretty great. Definitely that second one is my favorite for high gain situation because I felt like it had a lot of mid-range and a lot of definition, and I felt like it navigated really well that situation between going to like sort of like overdriven and like very high gain. And when you put those cool pedals in front of it, it was just really nice. And I know that in this episode I didn't check any of the presets, but I wanted to make sure that I was checking the amps for what they are and checking every nuance that was making these amps special. And at least in my case, it led me to appreciate the amps a little bit more, and honestly felt like, okay, I don't like to feel like NEURAL DSP is just a collection of presets. I want to believe that the amps are good themselves on their own and that I could use them in my own studio situations. And definitely I would say that these would qualify in that collection because the amps sound incredible. They have a wide range. This is the number 1 and number 2, my favorites. I feel like you have a lot of ground covered, and on top of that, you got the opportunity to go check the pedals, which I think it was a highlight of the plugin itself. So I'm happy I did it that way. And if you didn't like it, let me know in the comment section down below. But if you want to hear some presets, go to this video right here. We're gonna be checking them out. I'll wait for you there, my friend. Thank you so much for being here once again. Whoop.